Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Newsbeat Nightly. I think what a lot of you guys have noticed is how easy it is to make tens to hundreds of thousands of dollars in the market when news flow comes back. I know there was one trader here, and again, I'm not going to disclose their name, but one trader made over $250,000 in Guild off our Gilead call. That was a bit better than I did. And there was just a lot of this good news flow recently that a lot of us have been able to capitalize on. So if you don't know, which I was talking about before, there's going to be a little promotion going on where we're going to try to show new people the room. This is your chance to see how we make money. In all truthfulness, this is your chance how to see traders who have been trading for 3 months to 2 years, 3 years, which I consider a new trader. You'll see why new traders are probably making more money than you. And it's not because they know more. They obviously don't have more experience. It's really hard to describe what somebody considers a new trader. For me, I think if you've been doing it 5 years or less, you're pretty much like new. Anything, 5 to 10 years, you're experienced, and anything over 10 years, in terms of experience, you're probably a veteran in the market at that point. So what we've been doing is we've been combining news plays with solid technical analysis, and we call out our things in real time. You see, when I do this broadcast, and I'm going to repeat this again, when I do a broadcast, I have one goal: to help people make it as easy as it is to follow me for information, whether it's what I'm buying in real time, what you're looking to buy. We formed a community where we can see the value, we can see the edge. Now, when I run my room, I'd rather not talk a lot. I'd rather, if I could say one sentence the entire day and it makes you money, then that's what I'll do. There's no need to have constant noise coming out of your box. And a lot of traders initially, they feel weird with that. They're like, oh my god, these other rooms, they've been talking nonstop. This guy hasn't said a word for 15, 20, 30 minutes. What's going on? And a lot of, newer people to the room say that. But when you actually follow us for a day, you realize how it's an effective strategy. I'm not here to pour you 20 ideas I like. I'm here to point you to 1, 2, or 3 ideas that I love. And by doing that, you're going to hit a high consistency rate. I hit a phenomenal consistency rate. My win rate versus lose rate is phenomenally high. And the last week was 91%. Now that's not what I average, but I still do it pretty high. So I'm not looking to get you in high risk, high reward situations. I don't believe in those. I think they're nice when somebody slams into it and they make money, and then next time they slam into it and they get destroyed. There is a method to this madness within the market. So just remember that there is a method to the madness, and I do guide people through that. There's somebody in the room who was working as a waitress, a woman. She doesn't, she's kind of shy. She's a waitress. She's a single mother. She's a waitress. She's in our room. And she literally logs on for 2 hours, 9:30 to 11:30. Like she's inside the room from 9:30 to 11:30, and she leaves and she goes to work. This woman is a single mother waitress. She has 2 children. And she wrote in an email, and she was basically wrote in an email to me and to T3, basically saying how I changed her life. I mean, it's a sad story. I mean, she's trying to get away from, her husband. There's, drug reasons and whatnot that he's trying to get away from him. But she relies on the money, to take care of her kids that he gives her. So, he's been, I don't need to get into the legal stuff about their relationship, but pretty much she says now that she has enough money where she can, you know, avoid that negative energy in her life. And she was able to go buy a home, and she's able to take care of her kids without a problem. And now she doesn't even work as a waitress anymore. She just works in the morning for 2 hours and spends the rest of the day doing with her kids and other things. So it gave her a lot of freedom. I believe in that freedom. I believe that I have a very good chance of giving you that freedom. I don't want to come out and say my stuff works for everyone, but the people who it does work for changes their life. The people who this room really doesn't work for are people who are just going to do whatever they want anyway. So there was this one trader, and there's a point to all this, and I promise you I'm going to show you. Alright, what is it today? Sunday? I humbly believe I'm going to make over $50,000 to $100,000 next week trading. I'm calling it. I will likely, maybe there's nothing, maybe the market is dead and I'll be like, okay, I didn't really make any trades. That's very unlikely. I'm probably going to make $50,000 to $100,000 next week. And I'm going to show you guys how I'm doing it in real time. And it's not a form of cockiness, or it's not a form of confidence. It's understanding the market and what it's been bringing us. How many of you guys here have had some of your best trading days in the past month? How many, right? How many of you guys have had your best trading days in the past month, right? Because news flow is the most powerful force in the market. The best news flow guy makes more money than the best charting guy any day of the week. The best algorithms follow news flow over the ones that just have technical parameters on a chart. The best ones use both. But without news flow in this market, you're not going to achieve, in my humble opinion, it's very rare to achieve the type of consistency that most traders want. Ask any new trader out there, how many of you guys would like to make $500 a day? On average, with your winning days and your losing days, how many of you guys right now would like to make $500 a day? And everybody would say, oh, me. I would love to make $500 a day. That would be incredible. That would, oh my God, I could continue this job I love. I would have the freedom. I would have everything that I want for in life. And I say, okay, I can show you how to make $500 a day. On average. Do you know how that looks like for most people? When you make $500 a day on average? It doesn't look like you made $1,500 one day, you lost $500. It doesn't really look like that. It doesn't look like you sat there and you made $500 every single day. Like, that doesn't happen either. How people usually average $500 a day is they'll make $200, they'll lose $100, they'll make $350, they'll lose, $250, they'll make $500, then they'll make $450, and then one day they'll get a good news flow idea and they'll make $25,000. They'll be, oh my goodness, and that just makes up for all these days. And that's really how it happens. The point is to be consistent until the good stuff comes out, and when the good stuff comes out, kill it. That's how I did it. That's how I achieve it. Now, while I do usually make money every day, I'm just explaining to you guys, especially for new traders out there, and everybody can understand how that would be huge for a new trader, how to make $500 a day. So I'm going to be teaching a lot of people, hundreds of people of this on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. There's an open house into my room. Contact T3. It's free. Try it out. I am fully convinced that if you go inside my room from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock for 3 days, I am asking you for 9 hours of your time. Not the members of my room. They understand the value. They're there always. I'm talking about to you guys listening on YouTube, to you guys, taking trials, to you guys just taking the Newsbeat nightly. Telling you. And if I'm wrong, I apologize for wasting your time. But if you can dedicate 3 hours a day for me, 9 to 12, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for free, nothing, no credit card, just your time. Spend that time. I bet you it will change your life and will change your whole outlook on trading, and you will be fully convinced of the value being offered. And if not, no harm, no foul. It was free. You looked at it. If you don't think that there's value in it, I humbly appreciate your time. But you're not going to say that. You're not going to say that. There's a reason why I have the highest percentage sign-ups off free trials in the entire firm. There's a reason why I hold that title. You know why? Because people see what I offer in the room and they say, oh my God, this is value. Especially in a market like we've been having in the past month. So give it a shot. Right now what I do is I go over names that could have potential news tomorrow. I might trade them, I might not. This is just the game plan. I'm more talking about, of course, the Newsbeat Live, but let's get right into it. So, on Thursday into Friday, I mentioned Celgene bullishly. Didn't really do much. Moved up like 63 cents, closed 63 cents higher. This was a bullish name. I called First Solar bullish. That was huge. That one exploded out on volume. Look at that. And I called Tesla bullish, which pretty much closed about 80 cents higher on a bullish doji. So all three bullish names closed higher. There were definitely opportunities. I'm not saying you caught the biggest moves in the world, even though the First Solar move on a Friday was like a home run. Those $40 calls must have gone up thousands of a percent on this Friday. Okay, let's go see what we have new here on the radar. And just get into some technical analysis. Most people, when you explain to them, a lot of the solar names, Reinhold, a lot of them are good. I'm going to look over the bullish dojis, and I'm just going to go through charts in which I like. And there is a tutorial on this. I think it's posted in the YouTube. If it isn't, email me, mark.melnick@t3live.com. MARK, period, MELNICK @t3live.com. That's my email. It's funny. A lot of people, when they're exposed, when you tell them about, trading the news and whatnot, they're like, I've been making my $100,000 a year just doing my own thing, and that's what I'm used to, and that's what people say. But when you're surrounded by thousands and thousands of traders, literally just thousands of them, and you see the traders, who are making the money and who are consistent, they're all news traders, every single one of them. The market is not the same as it was back then. Back in 1999 when I started trading, I basically would see a stock, it was in fractions back then, and there was like a dollar spread between the bid and offer. And both sides would get printed. So I would buy 500 shares on the bid and sell on the offer. And I would do it as many times as I could in a day. And off of my first year trading, I'm 19 years old. I made $1 million with 500 share scalps, $1.1 million in my first year. And I was like, oh, wow, this is so easy. The market changed. That's the problem. Every course you've taken, some of it works, some of it doesn't. Like I said, you could use any form of tech. You don't need to have like my charts to understand news flow. You could use whatever technical analysis you feel is effective. Everybody feels that, their technical analysis is magical compared to the bunch. What really makes certain chart patterns work as opposed to fail is usually the news behind the name. And guess what? You don't think news flow is the most powerful thing in the world? Where do you think outside of black box trading, where do you think like Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, where do you think these big banks make money? You know what they do? They buy a crap of stock, a crap load of whatever stock they want, and they come out the next day and the analyst says, all right, I'm putting a buy rating on it and I'm raising the price target, and you walk in the morning, the stock's gapped up $3.50. And this company took 3 million shares and, a few thousand option contracts. And they walk in the morning and they're up like 15, $20 million. And they just come in. They're like, oh, okay. And you know what they usually do when they're up that much money? They sell. So when you see the upgrade, usually in the morning, it means the company who upgraded it practically every time. Companies never not buy the companies they're upgrading, but they bought it the day before. And they bought it the day before because they know it's legal for them to say, okay, I think this company is going to go up in value while they own it. They didn't force you to buy it. Yet, it got upgraded in the morning and all of a sudden the stock's gapped up $3-4 and you're like, oh wow, wish I was holding that one overnight. Guess what? The company who upgraded it was holding it overnight. What this nightly Newsbeat does a lot is it finds the stocks that the analysts are watching ahead of time on the most bullish formations and bearish formations on both directions, and it tries to capitalize on it and predict it ahead of time. That's really all I'm doing here. It's kind of funny. There's nothing mystical about what I'm trying to accomplish. But in terms of piggybacking, that waitress in the room, again, I'm not gonna drop her name just for whatever, but she sent a letter in, and guess what? You know what she does? She just piggybacks. That's it. That's all she does. She just follows me in my trades. That's it. Sometimes she holds them a little longer, but like when I enter, she basically enters, and that's what she told me, and that's what was working for her. So I know if, not to say that single mother waitresses are worse on computers than you computer geeks out there like myself who've been on a computer forever. I'm just saying that if she could do it, anyone can do it. And those were her words, by the way. She said, if I can do it, anyone can do it. She highly recommends my room. It changed her life. It changed her kids. She sends me pictures of her kids all the time and thanks me. I mean, sweetest woman. I'm not here to, to talk about, humanitarian work. I'm here to basically explain to you guys that this is the real deal that you're stepping into here. And there's going to be, tremendous opportunities. I'm going to let you guys screenshot the game plan for you guys on YouTube when I'm ready, which is basically when I'm done going over all the names. I'm going to look for potential bearish setups right now. But with all the news flow coming in and whatnot, I'm here to change people's lives, and I'm here to form a community. That's it. I make, I made more money last week than I ever will make working for any firm. It's nothing personal. It's just what it is. But what is going to happen if I build this community, what happens is, as you can see, how many of the people here contribute from the community, other ideas and other plays which help us make money. So that's what I'm going after. I know that when you build out a community, you're going to have people coming in, adding tons of value to what you're doing. And if that happens, it's going to help me make money. So I tell you people every time, oh, Mark, thanks. That was a great call. That was you said, Kathy said Gilead was my best call of the year. This was the Gilead. We called it at 64.10 to 64.20. Someone in the room bought 64.12 when I called it out. Right at the bottom here of Tuesday. We called the bottom of Gilead on Tuesday. We did, in real time. And not only that, I called out a higher conviction idea. If I buy 1,000 option contracts, that's the equivalency of 100,000 shares. So immediately, it's easy to know my conviction, whether it's low or high or medium. And that was right over there on Tuesday, if you want to know the power of news flow. And it basically went from 64.10 to 71.40. Over $10. Gilead moved over $10 in 3 trading days total, from the day we bought it being the first one. That's what a home run looks like. So remember, news flow is the most powerful tool in existence for traders, and that is why I am consistent, because I take whatever I'm doing on the chart and I only trade it if there's some news behind it, complementing the direction. If I'm bullish on something, you're going to want to see a positive news article. If you're bearish on something, you want to see a negative news article. It's simple. It really is simple when you think about it. And if you sit back and you actually only focus on these plays and you're comfortable ignoring, all the ones that are garbage, and once in a while you'll see a play that, you're being stubborn on and you step away from and it works and it shoots up, and then all of a sudden your whole psychology is screwed. Because now you don't want to miss it next time. And now you're going to feel bad. But then, when you wait patiently, you hit a home run like Gilead and, a couple other names we were calling all week. Now all of a sudden you say, oh, well, okay, I'm a trader who averages 500 a day, 1,000 a day. If you're a trader who makes $250,000 a year, you're averaging 1,000 a day. So, you'll be one of those traders, and then you'll look at your week and you'll be like, well, I'm up $35,000. How did I do that with such a small account? Oh, I bought, some options here. I swung some of that. I held the stock longer. That's where you're going to see it again in real time. That's if you're not seeing the value, it's fine. No harm, no foul. That was the whole point of me setting up this free trial through T3. I don't have any bearish doji, so instead of just throwing out, bearish doji and saying, here, I like this one longer short, I'm just going to give you nothing on the bearish doji side, and I'm fine with that. And if you are new here, you guys will realize I would rather give you guys nothing rather than 30 names that I think that are above average. I either like it or I don't like it. You guys know my conviction because I tell you my conviction every time. You guys will know my conviction every single time. That's the beauty about this room too. You guys, there's no confusion. And I'm gonna now go into a separate list of names that had pretty much higher volume than usual. These are names that analysts keep an eye on as well. And how do you think I got the first solar from Thursday to Friday? I noticed elevated volume, bullish doji. I knew the analysts were buying there. Were they going to come out on Friday and upgrade it? I didn't know that, but it was on our radar. We're on top of it. We saw it coming. And that's the important in this market. I am telling you, There is a secret sauce out there to be consistent. And if you're asking me, so, are you telling me, Mark, that you're the only person who's figured it out? Let me put it this way. Go on Google right now, find out how many educational sources teach you how to trade news. Do it. I typed it in. I typed in stock market, news education, things like that. Guess what? I found none. I found none. On Google. On Google, I found zero. So I told myself, I was like, well, if I found nothing on Google, I guess it just really isn't out there because news tends to be so subjective. News flow is extremely, extremely subjective. What do I mean by that? What one person considers good, another person can consider not as good potential. It's really hard to say when an analyst upgrades a stock that it's nothing but bullish because, we all know it's bullish. I'll just mention this anyway, even if it just digests. You have to watch it in the morning, this AVEO. I don't like to normally mention dollar names, but it did 55 million shares on Friday, so it's definitely worth a lookie. And I'll just keep this on the radar as well, AVEO. I'll come out and I'll be the first to admit my BlackBerry Lotto play was a bad call. I didn't play it in the end, but it didn't work. Now this Groupon, this is sexy. Why? Because you have an A plus trigger at 367. That's why Groupon, it might be one of the better. Groupon A plus bullish trigger 367. So again, I see a lot of the, I started running rooms at T3, wow, 2007, 2008. I don't remember if it was the end of '07, beginning of '08. 9 to 10 years, pretty much I've been doing this. And what I did was I designed a broadcast that I told myself, if I was listening to this broadcast, what would I want to hear that helps me make money? And people could tell you all this, mumbo jumbo about what is good, what is the best way to make money, but most of those people aren't traders. Most of the people you're talking with are ex-traders. I don't know if you know that. That's like one of the, you want to talk about skeleton in the closet? That's the skeleton in the closet in the entire trading community. In the entire trading community, that broadcasters tend to either be, demo traders or extremely, extremely light traders, not looking for, anything major. Wow, there was a lot of volume. Oh my God, there was a lot of volume. Wow, there was, because of the Russell rebalancing and everything. Wow, that's a lot of volume. Like, all these names have just tremendous volume. As you can see, like Creed did 9.6 million shares. I guarantee you didn't even look at this stock. But look at the comparative volume on bottom. It spiked. So I got to be very careful with these names that I pick here because every name had volume pretty much. So the point is, like, that was one of the big that was one of the big quiet things in the industry, because what these people did, and again, I was in the broadcast industry basically from the beginning. It basically started around the time I started. So I've been in the front trenches of this since day one. Really. And people don't like talking about it because people are embarrassed. Like, if you literally, I go to some of these broadcasters, and again, I'm not here to put down anyone. Broadcasting, you have to understand, is an extremely difficult job. I respect the difficulty of coming out day in and day out and calling moves in the market. It's hard, and it took me, years to master. So by no means do I have nothing but the utmost respect for people who try to broadcast and trade at the same time. But for a lot of those people, it's just too hard to do both. They're like, look, if I'm sitting here focusing on not only the plays I'm watching, but helping you guys in your plays, it's almost impossible for me to trade. It's hard enough to focus on your own set of names. Imagine focusing on 100 people's set of names. I mean, that's... I can understand and respect that. But these broadcasters, they feel that they're going to lose credibility because they're embarrassed. They don't want their listeners to know that they're not actually trading, or that they're actually trading like 100 share positions, one option contract positions. And you know, when I usually talk about that, that's when the other broadcasters stop liking me. They're like, okay, all right, this Mark Melnick guy, he's a problem. He's talking about trading and, you know, trading real positions, and a lot of people, I'll tell you, they feel threatened because when I come in and I'm like, yes, not only am I trading, but I'm sharing these things in real time, and I'm taking size comparatively to some people. I'm taking, you know, if you have, you know, a $10 billion account, I'm sure I'm not really doing anything, but you know, when you take 50 to 100,000 shares of something, big names, 500 to 1,000 option contracts of something, for most people, that's a decent amount of size. So now you know, you have this person who's sharing, you know, these tremendous size positions publicly with a community, and you know, people who don't do that, the other broadcasters, a lot of people don't like me for that. But I told people I'm not here to make friends. Like, I'm not here to go out with you and have a beer. You know, that the odds of that happening are slim. Not none, but slim. I'm here to add value and help you make money. And if I'm not doing that, I wasted your time. I'll say, I'm not really here to make friends. I'm a nice person. I'm pleasant to speak to. I'm not here to become your friend. Wow, these names. Not a lot of them. I'm still going through them. And some people, again, get turned off by that. I mean, I spoke to a person where it's like, I want to be in a community, and some people turn it like a frat house. They're like, hey, what's up? You know, Adam, Bill, Charlie, Derek, Edward, Frank, you know, just going A, B, C, D, E, F, and they're so happy to see their friends. And look, that's cool. I respect it. It's very important. There's scientific studies that link human longevity into having friends, but this is not what our room is about. It's about making money, and, you know, outside of that, if you're not making money following me, or you don't see the value following me, don't let me stop you. You know, I couldn't do it for you, but I do it for most, so I will say that. And if you wish to screenshot your screen, like, I even give this for free right now, this Newsbeat Nightly, and I'm showing it to you guys for free on YouTube, even though it's a paid product, because I care about helping you. At the end of the day, I'm not here to, you know, have you sign up for, you know, your $50. You're going to make most of your money in the Newsbeat Live. This is just a setup for the Newsbeat Live, and you're getting a fraction of the value in this service as you do the Newsbeat Live. However, it can help somebody here and there get an idea or two, so I don't mind sharing it for free. And that's why I'm doing this here. I'm here to build a community, and people don't, and I explain it to people, you know, why are you saying this, Mark? You know, because if you make $100,000 last week, you're not sitting here saying, oh wait, all right, maybe I'll make $50 off you, or $30 or $40 off you. I care more about, if I help you and you make money, you're going to come out and share your ideas with us. And that's what's happened to a lot of the traders in our room. They came out, they started sharing ideas, they started putting them out there, and they started adding value. And then I started making more money off your trades. You see, the irony is, all this is an advanced relationship. You make money off my ideas. You become more successful as a trader. You start sharing an idea or two here and there when you can. Some people won't. Some people, they'll just stay in my room, make money, and they're too shy to post. And there's people like that. But every time you get a group of 10 people, two, three, four of them, when they, become successful, they'll start talking. They'll start sharing trades. So really, why I'm doing this is so I can make more money off of you at the end of the day. And people are like, oh, why would he, say that? Because, that's why you're here. That's why you're listening, because you want to make more money. You want to stay connected in the market. You've seen what I can do in real time, and you're fully convinced. There are other people out there who have never heard from me from a hole in the wall, even though I've been, around the block a few times and back. For those people, I'm going to make money off you. I guarantee you. You make money off me, I guarantee you I will make more money in the long run as well. Because all it takes is for one of you to share one idea on one day. That's it. And I'll pull in $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 off one idea. And there, to me, it was a good relationship. It was a mutually beneficial relationship. But the beautiful thing about this product is I extend my hand out first. And not only am I extending my hand out first, but you are going to make money with me. You will. You will. As long as you're not the person who just, throws his monitor out the window while he's in a trade. And yes, I've seen my fair share of broken monitors. And yes, I have traders in my room who I know of personally who have broken monitors. But joking aside, a lot of traders with bad habits stop their bad habits with me too. They see what it's like to be a disciplined trader. They see what it's like to make, they see the pathway to make $1 million in a year. They see it. The seven-figure, goal. Every trader wants to get into the seven-figure range. Unless you're in the seven-figure range, then you want to become, if you're making $1 million a year, you're gonna want to make 3, 4. So I mean, the quote-unquote greed factor of traders never goes down. But the trader who's losing money, they want to be positive. The trader who's positive wants to make 500 a day. That trader wants to make 1,000 a day, and you keep raising the bar. Give me a chance if you're listening to this. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week. Try me for free. If you are not stupidly convinced that my room is worth 10 times whatever they're charging on the discount for the yearly, I literally mean that. So let's say it's $1,000 to $2,000. Let's say it's $1,000. If you don't think for a year, if it was $1,000, if you don't think that you can't make, I would even say $50,000 following my ideas and the way I make it, how easy to follow and make that money, then I let you down. And I'm not planning on letting you down. And I don't need to pitch you. It's a free product. I'm saying this to you because this product will change your life if you're a trader. If you day trade on the intraday basis, this product will change your life. So give it a shot. You have nothing to lose but your time. And I know I'm going to see a lot of new faces here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. This is going to be the wave of the future. This is the future of chat rooms, what I'm doing here. Because what most chat rooms are these days are revolving doors. And you have one line going in through marketing and another line through people who lost money going out. And the door keeps revolving and keeps spinning. And the line keeps flooding in with marketing dollars, bringing those people in. And the line keeps, and on the other side, the line keeps exiting as people are just blowing up their accounts. Doesn't matter what you've done in the past. Doesn't matter how down you were in the past. If you have an account and you can trade, you still have a chance to make money. And that puts you in a far greater position. I know people who would kill to be in that position. Would kill to be in that position. I was speaking to this one guy. He's a doctor, okay? He's a doctor, and I'm speaking to him, and I've known him over the years and whatnot, and he was at a different firm, and he was doing his thing, and he was like, Mark, all I do all day is I think about trading. I'm like, you're a doctor. Like, how much you making? He's like, he makes like 400,000 or 500,000 a year. It's a nice job, very nice job. All he wants to do is trade. I'm like, I have this trader. He's down to his last 30,000 in his account. He started with 250. He's down $220,000. And you know what he said? You know what that doctor said to me? That guy still has a chance to make it. That's how he responded. He still has a chance to make it. And I turned and I said, I said, wow. He's like, me? He's like, my wife will divorce me if I go back to becoming a trader. He told me. He was laughing at it, but I don't know if he was half serious or half not. Like, he was like, oh, my wife would leave me if I went back to trading. At least this guy, he still has a chance. And so that's why I tell you traders, it's never too late to walk upon the path to a positive P&L. And if you still have an account, there are people out there who would love to be in your shoes. So make the most of it. Try something new if the other things weren't working for you in the past. And become successful and wealthy with me. Is there any technical analysis I can offer you guys? Now would be the time to ask. Alright. What are you watching? CSIQ? Yeah, I mean, I mentioned First Solar on Thursday night into Friday, and the First Solar moved. I guess all the solars are moving as well. CSIQ as well. I mentioned the First Solar because it's a sexy name. Be interesting. Yeah, I can't call you an idiot for selling Guild at 65. I mean, come on. You made a quick point. That's why I say, we all had the opportunity to do better. Some people sold earlier, some people sold later. But the calls we mentioned, I mean, the stock went up 10 points in 3 days. It's a great call. Let's take a look at Intel. Yeah. It's bearish. It's bearish, Reinhold, but on a situation like this, it's hard. Do you push up towards the exponential 8 in resistance before going down, or you just flush down? That's going to be dependent on the volume on Monday. Bearish overall. The safest thing is wait for an up move. If you could get over $35, I see $35.06 tomorrow, and short it, that would be an excellent risk reward in my humble technical opinion. Zion Gas, that was one that we mentioned on Wednesday into Thursday night, and it gapped up. And now you're still holding above. You're still holding above this falling wedge, but you're forming this as well now because the volume still remains depressed. So right now, Joseph, it's actually looking like this to me at this point. So we made the bullish call here. Okay, it worked. Now what happens? I'm not convinced we're going to break here until we get more volume. So now, after the last call out, quote unquote worked, you're going to have to wait till latest July 3rd to July 5th, which is Monday or next Wednesday. Obviously, I left out Tuesday because July 4th, there's no trading. So you're going to get your resolution by latest Monday or Wednesday, which are the two adjacent trading days of next week on Zion. Bullish, a pullback tomorrow to $2.24 would be a buying opportunity. And that one, Joseph. I know I've been mentioning plug bullishly. That plug was going to resolve bullishly. Plug could go. A very strong stock. Ever since Amazon, bought a ton of warrants in them. I mean, I think Plug is getting to $3. I don't think Amazon takes stakes in things without purpose. So this Plug is beautiful, right, Joseph? I was thinking about like the $3 July monthly calls, and maybe we tuck some of those away. I took a little overnight here. And the UPS, we'll see how that works out. Oh yeah, I know you put some away too, Joseph. Oh yeah, I mean, for sure, Reinhold. My take on Plug is it's going to break the recent highs. So what do I mean by that? I think you're going to break $2.70. I think you're getting to $3. Get ready to hit a home run next week, because I am. And be excited for trading, as we are seeing a little bit of more action in the market. I hope you guys enjoyed the Newsbeat Nightly. Happy trading, make money. And we'll see you guys tomorrow morning on the Newsbeat Live trading broadcast. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening.